Welcome all of you in online teaching learning process. We have started paper number 13 inorganic chemistry, in which we have started unit number first, coordination chemistry, and we have started part B, thermodynamic and kinetic aspects of metal complexes. In this thermodynamic and kinetic aspects of metal complexes, we have studied about the thermodynamic stability, kinetic stability, and in this lecture we will see relation between thermodynamic and kinetic stability. So we will start relation between thermodynamic and kinetic stability, kinetic versus thermodynamic stability. The term thermodynamic and kinetic aspects of reactivity, in which thermodynamic stability, that is thermodynamic means complex may be stable or unstable, and kinetic means complex is either inert or labile. An inert compound is not actually inert, that is the reaction goes slowly than labile compounds. There is no connection between thermodynamic stability, instability of a complex, and its lability and inertness towards the reaction substitution. For example, the following complex, stable but labile, NiCN4 minus, undergoes rapid reaction with the isotopic labeled CN13. We are getting the NiCN13 2 minus complex, and half-life of this reaction is very small, 30 seconds. So reaction is very reactive, that is labile, but the complex is stable because the formation constant or equilibrium constant for that reaction is 10⁻³ times. And another example, the complex is unstable but inert one, CONH3 3 plus 6 times water, we are getting COOH twice 6 3 plus 6 NH4 plus. Half life is several days, so it is inert reaction, slowly undertakes substitutions, but the equilibrium constant is 10 to 25 times, so it is an unstable complex. So there is no direct relation between kinetic stability and thermodynamic stability. Then what is lability and inertness of complexes? In order to understand the thermodynamic term, that is stable or unstable, and kinetic term labile and inert, consider the following cyanide complexes. First one is a NiCN4 2 minus, MnCN6 3 minus, and CrCN6 3 minus. All these complexes are extremely stable from thermodynamic point of view, but kinetically these are quite different one. If the rate of exchange of radiocarbon labeled cyanide is carried out, then it is found that despite the thermodynamic stability, the following observations takes place. First complex, that is NiCN4 2 minus, tetracyanonickelate 2 plus complex exchanges cyanide ligands very rapidly, half-life 30 seconds, and is labile one. And NiCN4 2 minus undergoes reaction with labeled CN14. The reaction carried out very rapidly, so it is a labile complex. But in MnCN6 3 minus, complex exchanges cyanide ligands moderately, half-life is near about 1 hour, so it is a moderately labile, and the reaction takes place like this: MiCN6 3 minus, we are getting MnCN6 14 3 minus. And in last complex, CrCN6 3 minus complex, exchanges of labeled cyanide ligands extremely slow, that is the reaction takes place in 24 days, so it is considered as inert, slow reaction. So here CrCN6 3 minus with 6 times CN14 labeled isotopic ligand, the reaction obtained with the product, but the reaction goes very slowly, so that reaction is a inert reaction. So according to Taube, proposed that at 25 degrees Celsius in 0.1 molar solution of complexes, if the substitution takes place in less than 1 minute, the complexes are designated as labile complex, reactive complex. So in case of kinetic stability, inert and labile complex, the term inert and labile are relative. A good rule of thumb is that those complexes that react completely within 1 minute at 25 degree should be considered labile, and those that take longer time should be considered as inert. Thermodynamically stable complexes can be either labile or inert one. For example, HgCN4 2- formation constant is a 10⁻42 times. So it is a thermodynamically stable complex. But when we carried out the isotopic labeling reaction with this complex, then rapid substitution takes place. So very fast reaction. So the complex is a labile. So thermodynamically stable complex is labile one. So when we take the energy diagrams, kinetic versus thermodynamics, kinetic relate to pathways, mechanism and energy of activation, and thermodynamics relate to a state function. Delta G gives free energy, delta H enthalpy, delta S entropy, delta E energy change. So here kinetic means rate of reaction. So when we take the graph free energy versus reaction coordinate, reactants goes into the products, and the difference between these two terminals is the energy of activation. So rate of reaction depends on activation energy. And in case of thermodynamics stability, reactant and products, we are getting delta G, Gibbs free energy. This difference is a Gibbs free energy. So according to valence bond theory, outer d orbital complexes and inner d orbital complexes, hybridization is sp3 d21, outer d orbital used and inner d orbital d2 sp3. Here ligands used are weaker one, and in case of d2 ligands are stronger one. So here metal ligand bond is larger, but in case of inner d orbital metal ligand bond is shorter one. So bonds are weaker, here bonds are stronger. Here energy diagram shows high energy, and here energy diagram shows lower energy of activation. So here substitution reactions carried out very easily. Labile complex, it require very large time, so it is a inert one. So this is about the labile and inert with respect to hybridization. So on the basis of CFT, d orbital configurations, according to CFT there are two sets of d orbital, T2g and Eg. If 3 or more than 3 electrons are present in T2g orbital, then complex will be inert one. That is T2g contains 3 or more than 3. But if 0, 1, 2 electrons present in T2g orbital, then the complex will be labile. And if any electron present in Eg orbital, then complex will be labile. So these are the very good rule to identify the complex either labile or complex. That is, this rule says that if 3 or more than 3 electrons present in T2g, then it is a inert. But if it contains less than 3 electrons, then it is a labile complex. If any electron in Eg, then it is a labile. So if we take one example, that is D0, D1, D2, so less than 3 in T2g, then the complexes are labile. And these are the respective examples where d electrons are in first D0, D1 and D2 case. But in D3, T2g contains all 3 electrons, so it is a inert one. Then D4 high spin it contains T2G3 and Eg1. So as per the rule, if Eg contains any electron, then it is a labile complex. So here Eg is a one electron, so it is a labile complex, and this is the example. Then in case of D4 low spin, it contains T2G4 Eg0. So in case of T2G4, T2G contains 3 or more than 3 electrons. So here complex is a inert one as per the rule. And in D5 case high spin, it is a T2G3 Eg2, so it is a labile, and this is the MnH2O6 2 plus is the example. In D5 low spin, T2G5 Eg0 inert complex. In D6 high spin, T2G4 Eg2 inert complex. MnH2O6 2 plus. Then another example, that is D6 low spin, that is T2G6 Eg0. So here inert complex, and all other examples, that is D7, D8, then D9 and D10, all these complexes are labile one. Labile means that is their substitution takes place rapidly, and inert means the substitution takes place very slowly or very more or large time required to carry out the substitution. So this is about the rules regarding this. So overall, lability refers to reactivity and inertness refers to non-reactivity of the complex. In other words, complex with ability to exchange its ligands present inside coordination sphere is labile, otherwise inert one. Inert complexes have substitution reaction half-life period larger than a minute, and opposite for labile complex. So this is the distinguishing feature of the lability and inertness of the complexes. So thank you all of you for listening this video.